Well, we had beautiful weather on our Labor Day, and we have another beautiful day on deck for us today. In fact, temperatures have already gotten to the 60s, and it's feeling pretty comfortable out there. So we'll time it out here. So going into the evening hours, it says they want to put in a few rain showers here going into the evening, but I think we're going to stay mostly dry. I'd say thanks to that high pressure, which is right overhead of us for today, and it's going to be affecting our weather for tomorrow as well. It definitely looks pretty nice out there. We got the blue sky, a couple of those lake effect flurries passing by at times here, but for the most part, it's been clear. Low 50s and upper 40s, so if you do like it a little bit cool in your house when you have those windows open overnight like me, and those winds, you've definitely felt them if you've been out there today. They're coming out of the northwest at about 10 to 15 miles an hour, which of course impacts our feels-like temperatures. With that sunshine out there, that's going to stick around for all day today, so it's just going to be another beautiful day. And we've got 11:18 on the clock right now, and it's starting to get pretty warm out there. We already got some places checking in the upper 70s. Well, it's been a cold one today. You can just see that by the temperatures right now. It's only 10 degrees in Mount Pleasant, 10 degrees over in Big Rapids, and even a little bit cooler down in Montcalm where it's only 9 degrees. It's also looking pretty nice out there. We've got the blue skies out there looking at that US 127 Skycam, which is brought to you by the Meridian Company Skycam Network. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your forecaster, Cole Engle. We've had some clouds move in according to the campus camera here. We've had clear skies for most of the day, but like I said, these clouds have moved in. We also have some changing foliage on the trees there. You can see some of those yellows and reds, and of course, those are going to expand as we go later into the month. Taking a look at that fall color tracker right now. Right now, we're in the moderate color, but anywhere from about M20 northward, we're already in that high color, even hitting peak color up in the UP. So if you don't have any plans this weekend, it will be a beautiful one to head up there and check the fall foliage. Looking at those current temperatures right now, sitting in the low 50s and even upper 40s up north. Right now we're 50 degrees in Mount Pleasant and then sitting at 48 degrees in Clarion. That's about 10 degrees below average for what we should see this time of year. And it's going to get even colder. In fact, we have freeze alerts going into the overnight hours here from anyone from Isabella County, Gratiot County, Clinton County to the west. And this is because we have temperatures getting close to freezing going into the overnight hours, and that should end at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Looking at the skycast, not much going on. We do have a few of those lake effect showers coming in from the Lake Huron area, but as we zoom out, you can see we have even more rain showers spinning around in the Wisconsin area, even a few snowflakes on the western side of the UP. And it's not impossible that our northern communities up in Gaylord could see their first snowflakes of the season going into tonight, but we shouldn't see any of that here in the Mount Pleasant area. But we'll take it hour by hour. So going into the evening, those clouds will remain, and they'll actually probably remain going into the overnight hours. So we'll maybe get a little bit of break of clearing into the morning hours for tomorrow. But then you notice we have another line of clouds that will start to move in by the afternoon hours for tomorrow, and then those clouds will kind of stick around for the rest of the day. And it's not impossible that we'll see a chance of a shower or two. But going into Wednesday morning, again, those clouds sticking around, and they're all associated with the lake effect, but we should finally see some good clearing by the end of the day on Wednesday, and that should extend going into later into the week. And looking at those precip chances, not much of anything. In fact, the best chance of precipitation is not until next Monday, and even that is looking pretty low at this time. So we do have a pretty dry stretch of weather going into for the rest of the week. As far as tonight goes, you can see the temperatures will drop into the mid-30s. In fact, I wouldn't be too surprised if we actually got a little bit cooler than this, closer to the freezing mark. But again, coldest temperatures of the seasons is looking likely going into tonight. Taking a look at that extended forecast, though, even tomorrow it's going to be pretty chilly. I don't even think we're going to meet 50 degrees for tomorrow. And then warmer temperatures are expected going into the rest of the week. Temperatures will climb into the low 60s and eventually into the mid 60s going into the weekend with those plenty of sunshine. And then you notice we even get into the 70s going into early next week. So plenty of beautiful weather going into the week next week. So take advantage of it while you can.